Hello! A bit of a clunky transition away from that screen, but that's alright. Welcome. Howdy, hi, welcome. Come on in. We're doing art. Oh my gosh. Art time. Art stream. Wahoo. We're finally at Leopold. We're finally at Leopold. He's gonna be the most exciting because he's gonna be handsome. Hadoy. The real challenge is making sure he doesn't just look like Seteth from Fire Emblem. We'll do our best. Renee is still here to be our height, comparison. As always. And so yeah, we're starting with Leopold, and we're also going to do Petrie. Petrie is actually hard. Petrie is fascinating for a fun, interesting reason. One, I've drawn so many mice. But, so, an easy thing to do, especially with these multicolored ears, would be to make it a big bow. However, something that we can't see in this picture, but I made note of during gameplay, is she actually has her hair, you can see she's got like her little blonde hair, tied up into like a little bow in the back. Like she's got a bow in her design. She's got her hair tied up with a little pink bow, which is adorable. But it means I can't give her a big bow because she already has a bow in her hair. So we'll handle that. But first we're gonna handle the much easier Leopold. So, yippee. Well, but we're here for you. Oh, thank you. I've got so much art I want to do all the time. The hardest part about going to work is the fact that I'm at work and I'm not at home doing art. It's why I've limited my streams a little bit, as you know. But I just got so much fucking art. I like doing art so much and I just don't have enough time for it. And with Pokemon coming out soon, it will become even more limited. Don't expect me to stream or be productive for like a week after Legends Za comes out. Like, be so for real. Now, is it perhaps the most accurate idea to make a teacher? He's incredibly teacher-coded. Mega buff strongman? Maybe not. However, it's my stream. My stream, my art. He's a lion. He must be strong. King of the jungle and all that jazz. So going in with Leopold, I'm just making him hot. Let's be honest. Let's, say it how it is. He's easy. He will just be handsome. I've drawn handsome fellas before. We're not breaking new grounds. He's almost a warm-up leading into Petrie. Yeah, he could be taking a sassy hip there. Who are we drawing? Leopold! He's right here. Are him and Rhonda the strongest villagers? I'd say so. Oh, wait, maybe Opal? Opal might be up there. I haven't thought too much about Opal yet. So Opal might be giving them a run for their money. But currently, I think, yeah, Leopold and Rhonda are the ones to beat. I think I actually want a higher size brush. You all can't tell, but I can. I can feel it. Alright, so we're using Rhonda as a height, and I do want him to be a little bit taller than Rhonda. Just a little bit. Nope, Renee, my bad. Just a schmiggle-biggle. But not too much. Honestly, even though I'm using Renee as my height, most of my villagers are, a similar height to each other. It doesn't have that, horse, and then I've got two ostriches, so obviously they're the same height. Like, I've just got a lot of tall things. So, and then in the middle of them is Ketchup and Petrie. Standing like a teacher. I'll flesh out those hands, don't worry. The important part is knowing where they will be. Because actually, fleshing out these hands isn't as imperative as getting this foreshortening done correctly. And I'm focusing on science. Okay, great. I'm still focusing. The hands have not stopped. Okay, great. Yippee wahoo! Hooray! Okay, easy peasy. Now we can get started. Get started on the fun part. Fun part, part 1. He looks like a nerd. Nerds can be buff as well. It's true. Don't let your dreams be dreams. If you're a nerd, that's not enough. That you can't be like, ooh, I don't need to work out cause I'm a nerd. Nuh-uh. Nerds can be healthy. And strong. Just like anybody else. Yeah, actually, I think I want... There we go. Okay. Great, cool. Yeah, and now we get to jump into fun part 1, which is sketching. Yeah. Well, I'll handle that. I'm thinking, do I want his legs to be bigger? But he's gonna be wearing pants, so they're not gonna be super visible anyway, so I don't need to worry about it too much at this stage. We can get rid of Renee as well. Twiins is just trying to make more people buff and hot for her own evil schemes. Exactly. The thing is, here's the trick. Your evil schemes are okay to have when it's like, mwahaha, now people will be healthier. You know? What's happening? I am drawing Leopold. Yippee. My mic is so where my hand usually goes. It's in my way. My left hand, admittedly. The hand that just grips the table, I guess. His face is actually a little complex. Because he's got his closed eyes. I don't do that very often. So... And he's got a big nose. We'll have to make sure we take this schnoz into account to some degree. Now, Leopold is a smug villager type, which is a lot of fun. It's a smug villagers. Hang on, this mouth is looking a little fucking faith in the unholy trinity. I really like smug villagers and sisterly villagers. They are some of the newer personality types added to the game. And they are the 2 newest personality types, rather. And I think they're a good addition. I think they do a lot. And Smug especially is just a very... All the fellas' personalities are quite distinct and different. You know, like, Lazy does not feel anything like Cranky, which does not feel anything like Jocks, which do not feel anything like Smug. I don't like these, like, inside eyes. I don't know, it was making it feel a little weird. I will... There we go. Okay. Versus the female personality types feel a lot more... boring. Hello, Coral Palette. I'm well. Welcome. Hello, Sprinkles Twins. Your card captor Sakura video opened like my magical girl third eye. Those outfits are whack in the best way. Also, justice for green Sakura. I'm glad you liked it. I was really disappointed. That video was not doing well. And I was really upset about that. And then I changed the thumbnail. And it started doing better. And I was like, okay. I can be a little bit less upset then. So, you know, sometimes you just gotta do something like change the thumbnail, you know? Sometimes that's all there is to it. Yeah, his eyes are a little close together. I've got the glasses on their own layer because I knew I would be kind of fiddly-deeing around with them. So, you know, work smarter, not harder. I can kind of fatoodle this eye over a little bit, I think. And then fatoodle this eye over a little bit. That happened with my first ranking 3D MVs video as well for Project Sekai. I uploaded it and it was doing really poorly. And now I'm gonna hide the glasses so that I can focus on his hair. And then I changed the title. And it did better after that. Sometimes you just need to change small things. You don't need to sit there and go, what's wrong? What am I doing wrong? It might be an incredibly small little thing. You know, it doesn't have to be the end of the world. You know, it doesn't mean, oh man, no one will ever like this content. Maybe it just means your video title is bad. Yeah, so yeah, I'm glad you liked it. It was a lot of fun doing it with Allison too. Okay. So I want his ears to be visible because I think I want to give him earrings to kind of bring in his cute little lion ears. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of doing here. When dancing, Leopold's sweater was described as tight and distracting. Oh, you're right. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me about that incredibly important character information. Hang on. This hair is kind of weird, because he's got, like, 2 bangs going on here. You know, he's got these, and then he's also got these. I think I'm gonna ignore the upper ones, and kind of focus on giving him more downward bangs. I figured it out. Don't worry, I figured it out. And then he's got long hair, because he's a lion. Great. Perfect. And then we'll get the rest of the shape of this hair, and then see if my earring idea is going to work out. Also made me realize that Sakura is just magical girl Kirby. Wow, you're so right. I really like Sakura because she, you know, Tomoyo just makes her, you know, a bunch of new outfits. She doesn't transform. And it's clearly because the creators just like putting her in outfits. Clamp love putting their characters in cute new outfits. And I'm so here for that. And I don't know, I just really respect that. No, I feel like no other magical girl works that way, where they just wear cute costumes. They aren't, you know, transforming. And I don't know, there's just something really special about Sakura. He's God. Great. Now let me get his glasses back in here so I can put his eyebrows in the right place. Handsome. I'm good at this. Based, to be honest, outfits are cool. It's so true. Yes, even the penguin prince. Listen, bad outfits must be a reality to some degree. Because without bad outfits, there are no good outfits, you know? If everything's super, no one is. Okay, And now for his tight sweater. And he's also got like a shirt underneath it too, which we must keep in mind. We'll start with the sweater part, actually, so I can judge the collar of his undershirt a little bit more easier. Alright. And he's probably, I'm gonna say it's probably like his undershirt is probably a t-shirt. Like if he had the sweater off, it's one of those kinds of shirts. That's what I'm saying. Man, it's a cute texture. I don't know if I'll be able to get this texture right. I'll do my best. These like knitted sweaters can be a mite challenging to do, but I must try. Hello, welcome. Come on in. Oh, an update on my eye. Okay, so you all know how my right eye has been, bad. Bad for a while now. So, it's still kind of bad. I do have a dystrophy, and I don't think anything will ever fix that. However, I've taken it upon myself to sleep on only my left side to alleviate any pressure on my right eye whilst sleeping. And that has helped a lot. And so my eye has been predominantly not in pain and not as blurry. Again, I do have a dystrophy and I don't think anything will change that. But yeah. Yippee! For my eye being, I think, as good as it's gonna be. So, a round of applause for Twiins' eye. It figured itself out. And shout out to one doctor who gave a fuck. They all didn't. Out of the 3 I saw, only one of them really gave a fuck. Alright, so his shirt collar is like tucked into his his sweater, you know, it doesn't hang over. So we'll keep that in mind. Alright, and it's fully buttoned all the way up. Ugh, boring, lame-o. Yay, it's a man. I good now? I as good as it's going to be now. I good enough now. So, yay, this means it feels like I can do things again. You know? I'm not just trapped being like, well, I can't plan anything because I've got, you know, another eye appointment and it's all stressful and shit, so yeah. It's good enough now. That me is going right there is me thinking about about color. He's got his cute little like brown paws and I'm thinking about skin tone and stuff. That's the funnest part about, like, human versions of like, not human characters like this. Because you go in thinking maybe one thing, but things can always change. You can always be like, hang on now, wait a second. I think I've got an idea. And it's just fun. Okay. I'm gonna mark where one of the stripes are, but not the other one, just to make my life— Howdy, welcome! I am Tree VT. Well, a whole dang tree? Well, I appreciate you being here. I promise not to cut you down. I'll make sure to breathe plenty so you get carbon dioxide. But yeah, I'm going to, I'll do the stripes, don't worry. I'm sure you weren't. I'm sure you weren't like, oh no, she's gonna forget the brown stripe on her sweater. Good to be here. Well, howdy, welcome. Imagine him with a bit of a tan since he's a lion. Fascinating. So I roll with canon colors, as you all know. I color pick specifically. And what I was thinking here is initially I was thinking of kind of pulling a, you know, kind of a color from his face as the color for his skin tone. But I'm realizing I was thinking about making his pants, you know, like tan like this. And he's got these brown paws, and so I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna actually pull from his paw color for his skin tone. Which will certainly help to keep him from looking like Sedith. Sorry, I'm widening his legs in post. Just a little bit. It's a whole dang teacher. I think he's crooked. He might be a little bit crooked. I'll have to, yeah, he's a little bit crooked. That's okay. I can rotate him. Please give him the moss hair. It's my only request. Well, of course I'm gonna give him, you know, this hair color. Why wouldn't I? You give me a lion and you expect me to not make the mane the hair? What kind of psychopath does that? Oh. Twins still can't draw shoes or feet. If you're here for that, I don't know why. I'll only disappoint you. Oh my god, it's a massacre. I just really can't. I'm trying to give him like loafers, you know, total professor shoes. Maybe I just don't look at other people's shoes enough. That's fine. If you're looking too close to his feet, what are you doing that for anyway? Leave the line alone. That's terrible. I do need to fix that actually. Hang on. I can draw them from like this angle, you know, from the side. But that's kind of it. Alright. Let me fix this one. Let me lock in for a moment. Art time, artist time. Must lock in. Yes, I am. I am drawing the sexy lion. Fuck it. Who cares? Do I want to incorporate his tail in any way? I don't know if I can. His outfit doesn't leave much in the way of, like, accessories. Ho. Ho ho hum. No, I think it's fine. This... There we go. When in doubt, just draw it at a different angle. It's a little small, but that's alright. I can... just... Do-do-do. Okay. Okay, cool. Great. Now let me also rotate him slightly, because he is crooked. Okay, there we go. Wait! Okay, actually, instead of a really long belt... What about a necklace? He's got so much around his neck already, so I don't think it would be like a short necklace. Ooh, that's pretty cute though. But what about a long necklace? Why not both? We've got like a short part and then a long part. Ooh, that's fun. That's fun and interesting. That is fun and interesting. Okay, great. I'm gonna hide that for right now, though. I'll handle that in a little bit. Let's get line art begun. I wasn't impressed with Leopold, but here is like I'm wearing Twiins' eye vision. I'm glad. I'm glad I can infect you. So you guys can see how I see. I think what this decision I've made to go with a necklace instead of a belt. A belt was my initial thought as well. But I hope that this can be a handy dandy tip for all you out there. That sometimes when doing human versions of not human characters like this, Gjinkas, as it were, thinking outside the box in terms of item placement is okay. Yeah, so the tail is at his hips, obviously, that's where tails go, but since we're playing around with the idea of the character anyway, it's okay for us to move the shape of that. We could also theoretically have gone with like a ponytail if we wanted to. And you would see that a lot with like horse characters, you know? So yeah, don't be afraid to rearrange the location of character traits. Hang on, I'm drawing a mouth. I gotta focus. You know what I think? You know what I think? I think a lot of things. I think, yeah, Uma Musume ponytail, exactly. I think I want to make some new BGM for myself. I've been using this Animal Crossing flavored, Ludwig, and Schlatt royalty-free stuff for quite a while now. And it's not too bad. But I don't know. I can make music. I just think I'd like to make myself some BGM because I can. Hang on, his neck's a little crazy right now. I realized that the neck, like, he's like a tree. Like, he's growing outward. Necks tend to be a little bit more straight than this. So... There we go. Yeah, okay. Focusing on details. The big thing is if I make myself BGM, I want it to not sound scary. And that's hard. Because scary music just do come naturally. As long as it's not all waiting screen, yeah. You know what's tough? I try to make not scary music. I really do. It's just hard. I'm like those gals in like harem things. Where it's oh, she's so perfect, but her one gimmick is that she can't cook. All of her food always turns out to be like burnt no matter what she does. That's me, but instead of burning food, I'm just making scary music. Okay, one hand done. Yippee. I feel like I've jumped topic a couple of times. But yeah, it should be a given that I'm not going to stream the Monday after Legends Za comes out. Because I will be busy playing Pokemon. So that's fun. That's exciting. My plan... I can talk about Project Sekai. It's time. We're talking about Project Sekai time. So Project Sekai's 5th anniversary is happening, and which is good. That means I can finally, like, I know how many 3D MVs I have left to rank for my annual ranking of the 3D music videos. You should check those videos out. They're fun. If you haven't. And, so yeah, I now know when the final 3D MV of the year, of the, like, annual year, from anniversary to anniversary, will be, so yay. But also, I know when it'll come out, which means I can adjust my schedule. I've got written for myself in my own schedule. I've had it, things to do before Pokemon, and one of them is to finish that video, ranking the 3D MVs. Okay, the Pokemon comes out on the 16th, and the final 3D MV comes out on the, I think it was the 9th, which would give me 1 week to do the whole video. Because I can't start any process other than I have to finish the script first. And I can't finish the script until I can rank all of the music videos. And so I've got the script, a good way done right now, but I need to wait for the final music video to get released for me to actually finish it. And then I have to also record my audio and edit it. So I've altered that in my schedule of finish that script before Pokemon. So my plan is to have a different video release, hopefully, before Pokemon drops. I think I can do it. So, yay. Get excited for that. I've also got another music video ready to just drop. I'll probably do that this weekend. Yeah, this one's been ready for a little bit of time here, but I wanted to focus on Summer Teto, so I abstained from, uploading it until Summer Teto was finished. And so now it's ready to rock and roll, so yippee. Another Twiins song, wahoo. My favorite part about making music with synth V and stuff is getting to design the virtual singers for music videos. Genuinely. It's one of my 50% of the reason why I like doing it so much is getting to make a cool music video with a fun design. Now I just gotta make it so that I actually make good music and it'll be perfect. I'm sure plenty of people like what I do to some degree, but I can tell that, I've got a ways to improve. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm, Pinocchio P 2.0 or anything. So, always, bigger, better, how does it go? Bigger, faster, stronger, more. No, that's not quite right. Bigger, better, faster, more. Something like that. It was something my teacher used to say. Bigger, better, faster, more, I guess. And, it's important words to live by, despite the fact I cannot recall them. But yeah, always improving. If you sit there and think, I've peaked, well, then you definitely haven't. You can always improve. Even, the greatest artists out there. Your artist Oshi sits there and goes, I need to work on this. I can do better with this. Etc., etc. That foot is crazy. Hang on. As it has been this whole damn time. hang on, hang on. Let me just kind of schnoot this back where it belongs. Okay. Kind of fix up this line art here a little bit. Get rid of the weird lump in his foot. Good enough! That shoe is terrible. He's taken a step. Like the song, Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger? Not quite, but sort of. It's reassuring someone else has a pre-ZA and post-ZA schedule, right? I just like Pokemon. Whole dang lot. Okay, right, I've got, okay, special things I need to get line art for. First up, his glasses. This is how I do Enoch's glasses. Fun fact, in As the Sky Falls. Because it's just easier this way. So I take the color of the glasses. This is on its own layer. It's on its own layer. And I'm going to just draw in the rim of his glasses. Oops. Okay, and then other side. The other side will be hidden by his hair, but we'll handle that in a moment. Great. Okay, and now, because drawing consistent circles is challenging, you know, drawing the rims with my normal line art would be really hard, and they'd end up quite thick as well. So, now, and I'll adjust my screen for a moment so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so now over here with my layers, and I'll make this bigger again, hang on. So you're not squinting at what I'm doing. Alright. Okay, so now you can see over here with my layers, we're on my glasses layer, you know, where we've got his rims. And we can hide the sketch. Okay. And so now what I do is, this is on Clip Studio Paint. You know, I kind of move my layers down to reveal this effects, this layer property, little folder I've got here, and I'm hitting this circle here. It says border effect, and I click on it, and the border effect is currently white. It defaults to white. We're gonna change that to black. And now the rims have line art, and you could make that thicker or, you know, thinner. This I think looks good, but that's how I do Enoch's glasses in As the Sky Falls. And so now we can go back in, and so like it's hidden behind this hair, so we're just erasing it a little bit. And it's hidden behind, no, it actually would not be under the eyebrow, never mind. But it is hidden behind these bangs, so we're just erasing a little bit. And there you go. It affects, like, you know, it affects it in real time as well. So, yippee, wahoo, there he is. But we're going to add, just normal with line art, his nose pads. Yay. So there you go. That's my handy dandy tip on how to do glasses. Let me, reallocate my, frame again. There we go. File save. What have you missed? I've drawn a handsome guy. My eye has gotten better. And now, final thing. I'm gonna do the same thing with his necklace, I believe. So, and it's gonna be on its own layer as well, just to make it a little bit easier. We're gonna make it predominantly and actually we can have the effect on as we go. What have I done? Oh, I just did it to the wrong layer. Oh, yeah. I'm on the wrong layer. Okay. So we'll make it black. And now we can get in this, there we go, this nice gold cool necklace. Great. So handy. And we can go in and clean up these edges so that it looks nice. And we're also actually going to decorate it a little bit. So I've got that layer selected and masked off now. So now I can add some nice rope lines. Fancy schmancy, I need a sneeze. Okay. I always think I should mute, but then that would include turning back towards my computer. So then I do not. Thank you. Twiins casually creates a new form of body horror. Glasses under the eyebrows on stream. He does that thing that you can do. Hang on. I'll go back to my line art. Where if you got a monocle, so you've got your eyebrow, and you're using like the eyebrow muscle to like, and then your cheek to like hold the monocle in place. The uglier you make your face, the easier it is to hold a monocle. Yippee! And then we can add the final part of his necklace. This part. Brown hook. And then we can color him. Yay! Yeah, yippee wahoo! I'm actually gonna hide his glasses again. Did it? And also his necklace. Just because otherwise they're gonna get in the way while I'm coloring. But not the necklace accoutrement. Oh right, I also actually wanted to... Okay, there we go. So those like kind of wrinkle lines are how I'm recreating these lines in his eyes. You see. You see, you know, you're smart. Color, let's go. Got my color layer here, and a layer that lets me see the background. So, because otherwise, I like coloring with white. Oh, hang on. I want a consistent color. I want the same color I had with Renee. Yes. Cause yeah, I just use a lot of white, and I can't see it when the background's white. Leopold, come back! I can't see you as a reference. There we go. Little man. Actually, I'm gonna keep him up here, because I'm gonna be pulling from him pretty often. The evil monocle energy was getting to you. Seems to be one of those eyes always closed characters. I haven't seen his eyes open, I don't think. Alright, so let's do all the things that I'm confident about first. And first up, and foremostly, his hair. There's a lot of different shades of green in here. Because of the lighting. That's just how the third dimension works. If you're color picking, finding the specific color you're really looking for can be imperative. Oh, but he's got brown eyebrows. It implies his hair is dyed. Fascinating. And his eyes are dark. I'm pulling from this side. Oopsies. I could tell. I knew that. I saw it right before it happened. I actually want them to be even darker. If I'm gonna give him a dark skin tone, then I don't want his eyes to get lost in his skin. Pearly whites. The tongue is more pink than the rest of the mouth, which kind of wandered down a little bit closer to kind of like a purpley. It implies dimension that way. And now we're getting his fancy earrings in here, which are his fur color, and then, hang on, I feel bucketed something. Yeah. And then this cute pink inside. He's also got his like paw pads are that same fun pink color, which is cute. So it felt important to get this pink in here somewhere. Alright. Let's get these slacks in, because I'm quite confident about them. Actually, I gotta add something to my line art too. I forgot a little detail. Just a little implication of a seam line. Sometimes that's all you need. Wow. Fancy! Okay, and now let's get this sweater. He's got a very consistent color palette. Hi, my name's Leopold and I love wearing yellow. Just notice his hair is green. I've not been paying attention. So is this, oh no, I already answered you. Do you like my very pretty, elegant, throat clearing noises? Alright, let's get, his shirt color in, and then we'll handle the stripes. Remember the stripes that I, didn't do in my line art? We're gonna do those. Man, this button is so much. Okay, no, yeah. Okay, I was worried that I had done something weird with the colors. If you ever hear the artist go quiet for a second, and then, like, hit a button, that's what they're doing. They're going, did I just do something weird with my colors? Gonna add the implication of string, completely innocuous. No one will ever see that, but I cared. I'm gonna have the same color on his shoes. We're gonna try to grab a different shade of brown, for his skin tone. I don't want his skin to be the same color as his, like, shoes. That's weird. We're not doing some weird nude illusions, but with shoes, you know? Okay, cool, great. Now, yeah, let's get these stripes in, and then we can color in his skin. Yippee! The stripes are going to be on their own layer. It'll make it easier. I'm selecting the color layer I've got and masking it off. And this is so that I can be a little bit more cavalier. I still gotta be careful with this edge right here because I can color over, you know, his shirt, and I don't want to do that. But as you can see, I can't color outside of him. This is also how I do shading. Whoops, yeah, see? But since we're on a different layer, I can just erase that, easy peasy. No problemo. And then we've got another line. There. There. And here. The sweater is designed to make his waist look even more snatched. Alright, and now we've got this darker stripe right next to our kind of orangish, orange-red. Whoops. Yippee! Wow, a handsome guy. And we're gonna try some moderate texturing right here, right now. So I am getting a slightly darker shade from his sweater. I'm going to try something. This might not work. Fuck, it's working. I think it's working. Oh no, this means I have to do this across his entire shirt. Alright, and so now we just do that. So here's something, a handy dandy tip. This applies to stripes as well. Knowing how shirts are constructed will save your life when you're trying to put stripes on a character. So, because that's the thing. You have a character wearing stripes, and like, down the shirt, kind of like that. And then you get to the arms, and you go, what the fuck do I do? Handy dandy tip is cut off, like, imagine the shirt is cut off at the shoulder, stripes on the torso end there, and then stripes follow the arm down. That's how it works. You gotta know how shirts are made, because otherwise, if you try to, like, do this, you're gonna get lost. Everything is gonna be bad and weird. You have to know where the shirt part ends and the sleeve part begins. I got my color into the necklace there. We'll get rid of it, don't worry. I just don't want to lose my groove here. And it's just like the implication of texturing. We don't need to worry too much about it being smooth and clean, consistent. There's nothing wrong with, you know, a loose sketch look for something like this. So that's how you do knitting, exactly. What I'm doing for this texture, by the way, is it's very similar to what you would do for a braid. I'm following, you can see the line of his, like, shirt. You can see that. Oh, I'm in eraser mode. You can see that it's like a braid. So, but I'm not doing that hard of a line. Like I said, it's kind of the ghost of a texture. Just to, you know, sort of convey this knitted idea. I ain't never been great at texturing. And if you're not great at something, just make it subtle. And there you go. Otherwise you can do the cheddar method where it's a flat pattern that doesn't change. Yeah, yeah. Like Mickey's ears. Have you ever noticed that? The Mickey's ears always are in the, like, they're always facing you, and no matter what direction he's facing. Great. And now the last thing we just need to color is his skin. So yeah, I don't want this shade, so I've selected it so that I can, ooh, hang on, actually, first of all, clean up my necklace, and then, so I can see what I'm pulling. And I pulled from, like, around here on his tail. So I think I'm gonna pull from, like, there. It's a little, not quite right. It's a little warm, kind of orange, which I don't want. So I'm actually going to pull from somewhere else. No, we're getting more red, which is not what we want. Okay, so I'm working with this as a starting point, but what I'm going to do is make it a little less super saturated, a little bit more of a real skin tone by wandering it a little closer to gray. I'm effectively, where this paint, I'm adding black. There's a little bit of black. Actually, what it would be more of is I'd be adding a little bit of like a burnt umber. There we go. So now he doesn't look like, you know, he's like super sunburnt, which is something you gotta worry about with red skin tones, especially. And we want his skin to be predominant, like in the red tones rather than yellow tones, because he wears, one, because he's wearing so much yellow. If we had this exact same shade, but I pushed it closer towards orange, well, first of all, he looks sickly, and second of all, it just looks like it flattens him completely. We want this, at least I want this, more warm red color to pop against not only the yellow of his outfit, but also it looks good against the green of his hair. Is that a real skin tone? Or is it still a little sunburned looking? I don't want, you know, I don't want to fall into the habit of, like, having, you know, gray-skinned, dark-skinned characters. So I want to make sure there's plenty of saturation to him, but I don't want him to look like an alien, you know? Like you know, an alien that has, like, red skin, you know? We don't want that. You talk about red and yellows a lot, but what do you do when the characters are more orange? Either or? I think it depends on, one, what the other accent colors are. You can kind of do what I'm doing, where I'm incorporating red because it also bounces off of his hair really nicely. But also, I doubt your character is true orange. You are probably wandering towards either yellow or red. But if they are true orange, then yeah, kind of pick your poison from there. Gotta go for a bit. Well, see you in a moment. I'm gonna change his eyebrows. I don't like them being brown. I'm gonna make them green. I don't care if it's accurate or not. Sometimes you gotta make those decisions. Think it looks fine? Perfect! Then yippee! We can proceed to the next step, which is adding his necklace back in. And glasses. We can add the glass part to the glasses. Which we're going to do by having an incredibly almost white blue color. This is over the line art. Oh, we gotta add the color for his nose pads as well. Great. And then we just set it to a super low opacity. Yay, and that's how you do. And then, theoretically, if you wanted, you could have pure white. Like... and do this. Clean up your edges. Clean up all your edges because Clip Studio Paint hates your anti-aliasing. And then have that at a less high like a higher opacity. And there you go. There's some glasses for you. Staring at my color picker intensely. Don't be afraid to fuck up. What I'm learning in my art journey is that a lot of people don't know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to colors. Professional artists will be like, yeah, I don't know how color theory works. I kind of just pick things until it looks good. And it's like, you do you, I guess. I'm gonna go with a warm color for his shading. Usually, yeah, so I'm gonna go with quite a warm color. Very similar to what we've already got with, like, his shoes and stuff. It's because he's got so many warm colors on him. Blue shadows, blue or purple shadows, would... It would look weird, basically. That's another thing that people don't take into consideration very often, is the idea that your shadows are also affected by color theory. I forgot to color in his nose pads. I will do that. But for now, let's get some shadows in here. Golly, he's handsome. I am good at this. Is that so wrong? Is what so wrong, specifically? I know I'm kind of all over the place when it comes to discussion. There's nothing wrong with having, like, blue shadows on a warm character, necessarily. I implore you to actually, it's a fun challenge. I did this for an assignment once in college. Have one picture, kind of like how we got Leopold here, and then use different colors for the shadows. Just like do shading for them, and then go through like a bunch of different options. Have black, have like a dark blue, have a dark red, have a light blue. That's crazy. And you'll have just a grand old time, and you'll kind of just see what the difference will do for you. But there's no wrong answers for art. I'm offering handy-dandy tips and tricks, but at the end of the day, it is up to you as an artist to decide whether it's relevant for your work or not. Not every handy-dandy tip and trick is relevant to every artist. There's no one right way or one wrong way to do art. And don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. It's why I've said this before, how much I hate thumbnails for videos that are like, never do this thing, or always do this thing, or real artists do it like this. It's like, no, because there's no one right way to do art, and shut up. Yeah, it's great for, clickbait, but shut the fuck up. Messiah's here. Damn, he's cool and his Danish earrings look delicious. They are a little thumbprint cookie looking. It's cause they're his ears. Cute little cat ears. You versus the guy she tells you not to worry about. Just picking color palette to see what fits. Sometimes it's just like that. The problem with the necklace being on its own layer is that it has to be on its own shading layer as well, so we'll have to ignore it for right now. But we'll probably be kind of simple with our shading. For once, maybe, actually. I kind of suck at doing that. I think about that sometimes. I was like, I should add, simple shading back to my comics. And I'm like, you keep saying that. I do not know if you know what that thing that- yeah, like, I don't think you know what that means. Today I shaded a pinkish white thing with green. Do whatever, have fun. That's a great way. That's how a lot of people do skin. And skin is a decent amount of time pinkish white. And yeah, you shade skin with, like, greens and blues. Especially with watercolors. The more you know. Oh, I've been thinking about adding a Nightbot. You know how other streamers have Nightbot? It's just kind of like a, regularly scheduled, like, you can ask, like, how long have we been streaming or whatever. What are some things you guys would want out of a Nightbot, though? What? If you don't know what it is, that's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll handle it. But if you are familiar with the concept of Nightbot and streaming, what are some things you all would like to have at the ready? Only wrong answers are the ones I have. I don't share them, they're mine. So I've got, you know how the frog fucking loves hanging out in my throat. What do we name him? Ted? Steve? I don't remember. Maybe it's a whole family of frogs. Maybe I should be a frog VTuber. I don't think there's any of those. I mean, I'm sure there's at least one of them. There's no unique ideas. But a frog VTuber is certainly more unique than another fallen angel. In a world where there's a million albino coded, so like white hair, red eyes, and demons, like, the thing is, I've always depicted myself like this. I've always had the white hair and the red eyes ever since I made my character in Adventure Quest. This is how every RPG, my first playthrough, I look like this. It's just how it is. So maybe none of us are unique, and that's okay. Steve. His necklace is so close to his skin tone that it looks like he has a cut out where... You're saying that this necklace looks like his chest has been like a cut open in his sweater? I will alleviate that problem. In a moment. I'm doing shading. I see some just use Nightbot to advertise links, like, here is my YouTube and stuff. That might not be a bad idea. I realized I didn't have a link to my YouTube on my Twitter. Like, girl, what are you doing? Like, that's my main source of income as a content creator specifically, and you don't have any links to, like, wait, are you fucking stupid? Yes, I am. Has anyone watched the Deltarune 10th anniversary stream? I'm like halfway through day 1. Day 1 was 6 hours, and then day 2 was, I think, another 5. So, great stuff to have on in the background while you're doing art. I won't spoil anything, but if you care about Deltarune or Undertale... Oh, did I say Deltarune? I meant Undertale. The Undertale anniversary stream. But if you care about either of those things, I do highly recommend you check it out. Well, that's kind of all I can say about that. Here, I'll say this, without a spoiler, I can't stop thinking about Spamton. And that's all, and there we go. Awesome. Okay, so you're saying his necklace is too similar in color to his skin tone. There we go. And we're also gonna add some shine. Gotta add some shine to your character, which will also help, because... Actually, that's pretty subtle. Nice. I have no handy-dandy tips for shine. I feel like I never do it quite that well. I like it, but, I don't know. I feel like everyone else makes, like, shine in the hair look really pretty, and I feel like it always looks, I don't know, just kind of mid. Hum, says Twiins, constantly clearing her throat very prettily, and not in an absolutely super annoying way. Okay, wow, I think that's everything. I just gotta add a little bit of shade to his necklace. So let me get another warm color in here. I'm not too worried about it not being the same exact color as the previous shading layer. Cause it's such a small little, little piece that we're shading in right now. Nope. That's not how light works. Here we go. Wowie wow willikers, there he is, a handsome man. It's Leopold. Oh wow. It's okay, Twiins, you cough like a pretty princess, thanks. Make Leopold a little bit bigger down there. Yippee! Let me square off this kind of background a little bit. Especially if you're working digitally, don't be afraid to crop your pictures. We don't need all that background hanging out down there. Yippee! Wahoo! Hooray! A handsome fellow! Right on. So now, let's do the mouse. I'll save as Petrie. Okay, so Petrie's hard, because like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I don't know what to do about her ears. Because she's already got her hair tied back into a bow in like in her model. Like, she's got a pink bow already. Let's grab Renee to use as a height once again. A little height comparison. We're only doing the 2 today, because if we do 3, then that means we'll only have 1 left. After Petrie, we've still got Gonzo and Opal. So those are the rest of the village. So we don't want them all happening. Like, I don't want to do 3 today, then just have Opal for the last one, you know? Headphones? Maybe. I'm already planning to draw you as a cow. Now I have to do the frog. One will be hyper detailed, and the other will be creature. And you know what? People will like the creature one more. It's just how it always is, unfortunately. The trials and tribulations of being an artist. Alright, let's get a head in here. Petrie's in a fun little pose already. But I think I'd like to be able to see her hair pulled back a little bit. So we're gonna have her be looking down at her notes. Why not just hair buns? Because she's got hair. Like, unless you mean like hair bun accessories, which it's just a lot of accessories. So she's gonna be quite short because she's a mouse. So yeah. I don't want to, like, have it be, like, you know, a hair bun, and, like, she's got her hair tied back in a bow, and then also buns. Like, that's just a lot, you know? So, that's why Petrie's just a little bit hard. But that's okay. That's okay, we're smart goyles. You all get to be part of the goyles, when we're doing art together. Being a mouse, she's pretty kind of straightforward shaped. Petite. But she's also a little scientist, so she knows how to stand properly. Scientists always know how to stand properly, as you know. You see someone standing, you know, straight? That's a scientist. Giant-ass earrings. That's not a bad idea. You get a multicolored hair. I don't want to fuck with the fact that she already has, like, in-game hair, you know? It is what makes her so uniquely difficult. Is that otherwise, like, yeah, you could totally go with, like, oh, a hair tie. Well, she already has a hair tie. Okay, then just her hair. She has hair. Like... She's just got already so much going for her. And that's why I like it. That's why I like Petrie. I definitely want to get... She's got this straight-ass tail. And I want to figure out how to get that in here as well. I don't think any other mouse tail sticks out straight like that, but I'll admit, I can't say that for certain. She's got, like, her clipboard. Because she's doing science. Which also means I don't have to draw that arm, because it's behind the clipboard. You have returned. I'll let you see Leopold completed. There he is. Wow. A handsome man. Welcome back. Oh, and she's snooty, which is so fun. To be honest, as a snooty villager and a scientist, I could see her having really esoteric fashion sense. Like, would wear the Poison Miku outfit. Let's start with things we know. Let's go in. You know, getting her lab coat in. Getting her hair in. Stuff like that. And then we can expand as we figure out what the fuck we're doing. I didn't give her a hand in this sketch. That's okay, I'll add it in, don't worry. First up, nose. Gonna be kind of long, because she's a mouse. That's pretty long. That's a little cartoon. Hang on. There we go. Ew. I had my brush at a weird setting. You all would never know. She's got a nice big smile. Probably happy from her experiments. And you can't see them. She's got, like, little eyes. I think they're just like this. They might have, like, a shine in them, but, she does have eyes. They're just pretty tough to see. I can't figure out how her glasses work. Sometimes they're fully opaque, sometimes you can see through them. You can see the hint of an eye in here. You can see there's, she's got an eye, and then like an eyelash. So we'll do our best. Hang on, I was focusing. I needed to focus. This is also crazy. This is whack and wrong and bad. Hang on. Let's start with the eyes. And the mouth. I'm focusing again. Alright, I don't know why I'm putting so much effort into the eyes. I'm gonna hide them. Okay, and now I can add the nose, and it won't be crazy. It's a little crazy. We'll handle it, don't worry. Hooded eyes with mascara. I think we got that basically happening here. They're gonna be hidden behind her glasses, so we don't need to worry too much. Let's get her hair in. So... there's an ear. And she's got... I need to move Petrie, so I don't need to keep fucking scrolling down like a nematode. Hang on. Also, I'm gonna mute myself for a second so I can really try to clear out my throat. Hang on. Okay, here's hoping I'm not fucking for every 3 seconds. So let's get my BGM going again. Let's get this hair in here, because she's got her cute little hair. Because even though she's a scientist, well, but my hair needs to look cute though. What are you gonna do about it, huh? You're gonna deprive me of looking cute? I don't think so, she says. It's all a little high up. Just doot 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 doot. There we go. Now she looks kind of like a normal person, actually. And her hair is tied back. Into a cute pink ribbon, hence why we can't give her a big ass fucking bow. Alright, cool. Let's add this lab coat. Just a lab coat, nothing too special. And she's got a fancy, so she's wearing a tie, like a button-up shirt and a tie. She's so professional. Her head's a little crazy. I'm going to fix it. I'm gonna fix it, don't worry. It's kind of too far out here. I think that's the problem. There we go. This is what sketching is for. It's for making mistakes and then fixing them. Yeah, she's a lab rat. Isn't that kind of cute? Did I say scrolling down like a nematode? I did say that. That's funny. It's funny that I didn't even realize those were the words I said. Alright, lab coat usually has some decent support shoulders. Man, I gotta draw this hand though. Fuck that. Okay. No, I must draw the hand to some degree. Because it's actually, she wouldn't hold it like this. Here's the knuckles. And then like her thumb is, you know, actually gripping the clipboard like a normal fucking person. Science, and there's science on there, and it's so scientific. You can't even comprehend all the science on there. Oh, she's got a pen in her pocket. That's what it is. I was looking at that blue thing, and I'm like, what is that? It was a little ribbon. Alternatively, you could give her a bigger ass bow. like a second bow. But I don't know, it does feel a little goofy, doesn't it? Yeah, I want the lab coat to actually be kind of straight cut. How long are lab coats, actually? They're usually kind of a bit longer, aren't they? Yeah. The big pockets are down here. Cool. And then I think I want her to be wearing a cute little skirt. As long as your heart desires. Aw. Most I see are above the knees. Alright, nice. And then I want her to be wearing a cute little skirt. We're gonna be taking a little bit of liberties with the skirt. But she is, you know, still snooty. Still a little bit in the fashion world. So she wants to look cute while she does her experimentations. Yippee. Yippee yahoo. And then... you know, legs exist. I really didn't plan out her shoes in any way. I'm thinking. I'm thinking about her tail. And how I can incorporate that. Do I want the tail to be represented with, like, leggings? Or do I want the tail to be represented with the shoes? And I think I want it to be leggings. I think I want her to be wearing sensible enough shoes. And then, yeah, she will be wearing tights underneath these. Sensible, but still slay. Hell yeah. And you planned Leopold shoes? Shut up. She's the one that experimented on the fam squad. I know no, she's a scientist, not a doctor. But this audio just reminded me of her for some reason. Petrie, I got the lab results back, and it turns out you are gay. Patient. Wait, you can tell that from the results? Petrie, no, I could tell as soon as you came into the door. Awesome. Let's, sketch in her glasses, which will be very similar to Leopold's. Cool, great, awesome. And now we gotta figure out how the fuck we're doing her ears. Let's figure that out. Let's go to the bathroom real quick. Everyone can go to the bathroom, or go get a snack, get some water, and in that time, maybe I'll have a brain blast. If not, we'll figure it out. Maybe the tail could be those sticks you point at with a wiper. You know, I thought about that too, maybe. I might give her a pointer. But, like in her other hand. Or maybe, you know, she's holding it with the clipboard. But, let's have a short little bathroom break. I will be back real soon. The screen's gonna say starting soon. I'll change it over. Don't worry. So yeah. We'll be right back. So, yippee! In the meantime, you can dance to the fun, scary music. I'm back. I've brought Allison to help.
Oh.
So Petrie, I can't make her ears a bow because her in-game model, her hair is already tied back with a pink bow.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't do that, and I can't make them glasses because she's already got glasses. So what should I do with her ears?
Big hoop earrings?
Big hoop earrings. Someone else had also said earrings. I'm worried that it's all a lot going on her face.
It is. Honestly,
What about gloves? What if I make her gloves yellow or blue and red?
yeah, that sounds like a way better idea than trying to do something on her head, because, like, her head shape is good.
Yeah.
Like, the head silhouette looks nice. Like, I like the round glasses.
Yeah. Excellent. Great.
Yeah.
You can leave.
Good job, you're pro.
Thanks. Great, we figured it out.
I know, it was all you.
Did you all see the part of when I accidentally got rid of the coming back video? Like I went to the BRB screen and then it went black for a moment and then it came back in. Yeah, I had fucked up. By the way, in case you wanted to know. So yeah, we'll make her gloves. The multicolored element. Yippee! And I think you're right. I think it'd be fun if she had a pointer. As well. So she can point at things. Great! Oh, that's all on the... that's fine. Let's get this line art in here. I don't want to starve Allison, so we'll try to move with some level of speed here. No, I was gonna let you keep your dignity. That's a foolish maneuver. You should never offer me such grace. We've entered speed. What's it called? When gamers play video games quickly? Speedrun, that's it. I watch them so often. That was embarrassing. We've entered speedrun mode. So now you get to see what happens when a comic artist is like, oh, I need to hurry. This is what it looks like. People will tell me pretty regularly, oh, you can draw so fast. And if you ask me, everyone else just draws real slow. I'm nothing all that special, but everyone else is just, they're just really taking their time. And that's okay. Teachers would tell me to slow down too. That annoyed me. It's like, well, I don't have anything else to do. If I slow down, I'm just drawing slowly, you know? But yeah, I watch a handful of artists on Twitch. Most of the people I'm following on Twitch are artists. And I'm just like, why are you going this slow? And I don't know, I just don't get it. They're just really taking their time, but not like, I don't know, in a way that looks so inefficient to me. And it just, you know, different strokes for different folks, isn't it? But, like they'll do like, and I'm like, go! What's wrong? Why are you being all like pussy about it? You're sketching! That's the thing. Oh, plant dog will appear. And so it'll be like a super early step of the process. And they'll still be all like, all nervous about whatever it is they're doing. Doug will become kind of small, and he can go above you guys. Thank you, James. But yeah, I don't know, I don't get how other people do art, but I bet they watch me and they go, why are you rushing? You're rushing so much, you're missing so much detail, and it's just how it is, isn't it? I don't need detail. It disappoints me. My glasses are filthy. I gotta clean them real damn bad. But I can't, I'm hurrying. Because I don't want Allison to starve. Heaven forbid she just has a snack. Which she might have. She may have just gotten herself a snack. For that crisp line art, Twiins, you know, I guess that is what it is. Hang on. The pointer is wibbly woobly. It's not cheating, it's using a tool. If it were IRL, I could have just grabbed a ruler. No difference. I saw an artist. They were very good. I really like their stuff. But I'm not going to name them because I'm going to talk about something I found disappointing about their work. And I wouldn't want to be rude like that. But they have really, really pretty art. I really like it. And they were, like, drawn a person. And it started with, like, they had, like, a sketch of their shading. Like, and they were like, this is just helping me keep track of where the shadows are gonna go. We're gonna, you know, render them in, you know, with, like, proper lighting and you know, like, different colors and stuff. A more painted art style than I've got. Can Allison not cook? No, Allison is the one that cooks. But, like, between us. But, like, she doesn't want to make dinner without me, you know? Doesn't want to make dinner and then leave me with cold dinner, you know? That's the problem. Since I can't cook, I am beholden to her timeline. And I don't want to make her starve. But yeah, the artist, so, like, they sketch out, and there was, like, an overhanging part. And they had quite a heavy shadow across the character that was really striking and cool. It gave a good level of depth, and it was interesting. It was visually interesting, and that's good. And then I come back later, and they had completely disregarded that to basically shade, like, the character and stuff how they normally would. Ignoring that really excellent work they had sketched in with, like, a heavy shadow, a heavy overhanging shadow. And I was so disappointed, and I felt like it wasn't my place to say anything. But I don't know. I lament that their work ended up not as great as I know it could be. Her glasses, the rims are black, so we're going to do that. We're going to just go in. This is how I do Ram's glasses, actually, fun fact. But usually it's on just the same layer as line art. Yeah, just a heavy hand and normal old black line art. Yippee! But yeah, I don't know, just bummed that they also seemed like they were like, I want to get better, I want to improve, and I know they could, but I think they gotta recognize that having consistent pretty shading all the time isn't always the best play, especially when they were clearly able to like, lay down those shadows in their sketch. And it's like, but how come that didn't translate all the way through to your final piece, you know? And I think that's the thing, is I think people will be too precious sometimes with their work. Don't be afraid to take risks, I suppose. Oh my gosh, oh, it's Sunday Grim, welcome back. Oh, you're raiding, oh my gosh, I need to make a new raid thing, because mine, it does not work, and I gotta make one, and I've got an idea, and I think it sounds fun. But welcome, howdy. I'm doing Petrie right now. As you can tell, we already did Leopold. So handsome. Oh, handsome guy. But yeah, it took us a while to figure out what we were doing with Petrie, but we finally figured it out. So, yippee. So yeah, and now I'm on my favorite part, which is coloring. That's not quite right. I think we want to pull more of this, like, goldish color. And I've mentioned this before this stream, but since we've got some newcomers, I'll mention that when I'm always color picking for my characters, and when color picking, especially on a 3D image, you can see that, like, this side is shaded, and this side is where the light's coming from, and you can see from, like, the difference in those colors. And it's up to you to decide where on a 3D image, if you're gonna color pick, where the appropriate color is that you're picking from. because they aren't all the same. I can't color pick the pink bow because I can't see it, but I'm pretty sure it was about there. We're gonna do the skin last. I tend to do the skin last because I'm not 100% sure what skin tone we're gonna give her. And this helps me block out everything else so I can make the wisest choice. Because I care quite a bit about color theory. You got a raid and run. Hey, I still appreciate the raid though. I hope you had fun with your stream. I know you were doing art earlier. So I hope it all went well. I can only assume it did. She got a super dark black tie. We're gonna make it lighter than straight black. Just so I don't lose it in my line art. Had a blast, thank you. Yay! Water time. I'm just right now realizing she's holding a book. Not a clipboard here, but that's alright. I've got her with a clipboard. Clipboard and a pointer, which we're going to make also a little bit lighter as well. Let's get this clipboard color in here. A nice brown, a dark brown, an orange brown. Did you know true orange is a lot more red than you'd think it'd be? Because again, I care about colors. Where's my broken line? There it is. I care about colors, and one of the very first things we learned in color theory was we, like, put down, like, we basically, like, chose color swatches of all the different colors. And if you think of orange, you probably think of, like, this shade. And that's actually yellow orange. There's yellow. And that's true orange. And then we've got, yeah, like a yellow red and a true red, or orange red and a true red. And if you're a fella, these all probably look quite similar. At least these three do. Because, statistically, men have a harder time differentiating colors than women. That's why there's kind of a joke of, babe, which nail polish do you like better? They're the same. Oh, why do I even ask you? He really thinks they look the same. He really can't tell the difference. So, that's why that happens. We're grabbing our color picker again to get the same color for her leggings. Getting her tail imagery in here. And then black shoes as well, because she knows how to dress right. Clipboard gives her scientist vibes anyway. Exactly. She's looking at so many notes from all the experiments she's done to the other villagers. Now for the fun part. The gloves! I'm so glad we came up with this. Oh my gosh, it's such a fun idea. Yay! So cool, so hip. Now we gotta get a skin tone in here, and I'm thinking we're gonna go with like a pale. Pretty damn pale. Yep, that's about right. Let's get her mascara, like eyeliner in here. I think she's got brown eyeshadow or eyelashes. We gotta be a little fast and loose with our colors here, since we cannot color pick them cleanly, and that's okay. And then she's got quite dark eyes, so we're going to wander slightly out of just straight black into a very dark blue, so that she doesn't look, you know, dead. And let's maybe give her some dangle eyebrows. But we'll give her little ones. No, we won't. We'll give her kind of normal length eyebrows. Those will be predominantly hidden by the glasses anyway. Oh, so now there's a true orange. Yeah. Yeah, I was saying you probably weren't working with true orange, because true orange as a skin tone is... I mean, actually, it's pretty normal. But most people don't work with true orange in character design too often. If you are, then yeah, you can go either red or yellow with your skin tone. Dealer's choice, really. Pale because she's in her lab all day. Exactly. You get the vision. Oh, her glasses. We're gonna add the glass part to the glasses. And you might remember, so with like Leopold, they're quite low opacity because her glasses are not. So we're gonna get a similar, nearly white shade of blue. Fill everything in, and we're gonna lower the opacity, but only a little bit. And we're also gonna add shine in a different way, since they're so opaque. So like, yeah. And then shine, we're actually going to soft brush fade in white. As opposed to the streaks that we did with Leopold. It helps create that kind of foggy look that she kind of has. Yay! Now I'm gonna hide the glasses so I can shade her in properly. And then we'll be done. She was much easier. It helps that I wasn't... And I'm gonna give her a blue shadow. Because, so remember, I gave Leopold quite a warm shadow color. And I'm giving her a blue shadow color because in, like, labs, you know, in sterile locations, they tend to have quite stark, bright lights. And that creates darker shadows, which can be represented. It creates a colder environment. So you can see here with her cold shadows already how she looks so much less warm. Like, literally, like less approachable, less friendly than Leopold. Versus even if we go to Leopold and we go to his shading layer, wherever it is, you know, if I threw this blue down onto him, you can see that difference. How different that warm shadow versus this dark cold shadow would create on him. So that's why you gotta think about shadows sometimes. Everyone on planet Earth mentions that generally, there's no always, no nevers in art, but generally speaking, you don't want to shade with straight black. You can, especially if you're already working in monochrome. Straight black, just, it is more flat. It is flattening. So if that's what you want to do, if you want to, I don't know, make your character feel like they're in a bit of a liminal area, then straight black shadows can help you a lot with that. Or if you want it to just feel a little alien, then yeah, there you go. That's how you can do that. But yeah, in general, stick with a dark color of any color, like a dark shade of any color, and that's how you get some good shadows. She's so cute. Thank you! Instructions unclear. I'm thinking about the hedgehog. We're going to be doing a little something with her leggings, just to help push her kind of tail imagery. We're going to add kind of like ribbing to them, like how you would see in like a corset. Really just means we're going to be adding lines, so so yeah, don't worry about it too much. And then the clipboard's got shadows like that. We don't want to shade in the pointer too much because it's already so dark. Shine. will actually create a bigger impact than a shadow will. That's always the truth. If something is dark, adding shine to it will do more for giving dimension than adding a shadow to it. Just like how if something is light, adding shadows do more for adding dimensions. Most things are not so stark. Most colors exist between light and dark, hence why we have shades and tints. But yeah, that's why, like, if I were to add shine to everything, shine on this lab coat would be useless. And just like how the shadows on her shoes won't, like, you can barely see them. So I definitely want to make sure I add some shine to her shoes, not only to imply the nice reflective texture that heels would tend to be, kind of like that almost sort of plasticky texture, but also because the shadows are so dark and the shoes are already so dark that shine gives them just dimension. Yeah, I wanted this consistent shadow here. Yippee! Yahoo! Wahey! Shading. Shading is, I think, my least favorite part of art, but it's so important. It really helps a piece come to life, I think. It's just so time-consuming, and it's not, like... It's thinking, but in a not fun way. You have to think about shadows in a science way, not in an art way. Versus, like, the thought process that you need for every other step of art is creative thinking. It's making decisions, like, what color is this gonna be? How do I want this shape language to do? You know, stuff like that. And shadows, it's, okay, how does the third dimension work? That one comic guy, welcome. I'm so glad I looked up. It usually plays the thing. It usually goes, howdy. But as always, my dealios tend to go weird when I stream for too long. But I appreciate you. Feel free to lurk or to chit-chat, whatever you like. We've already drawn Leopold, just in case you want to see him. Wow. Handsome guy. But yeah, and we're almost done with Petrie. Yippee yahoo, wahey. Let's add some shine to her. Shine, I like. Shading is boring, but shine, it's like the penultimate step. And so, adding shine to your characters, it's like, oh, now they get to look pretty. They go from being like, they're there to, there they are, you know? I think I've become more fond of shading over time. Precisely because it let me define stuff, like you said. It's true. Sometimes, if a piece is like... And I've said this before. If you have really exciting shadows, then it becomes fun. Then it's like, okay, and then I do all this stuff so I can get to the shading, you know? Maybe just gotta think about it differently. Gotta have more exciting lighting. I tend to do this pretty consistent. Kinda, you know, lit from the front, safe. Nothing all that special light. So maybe I just want to do a little something different sometimes. I don't know. Let's add this shine to the shoe, like how I mentioned. Ooh, yeah. What's also fun is not everything needs shine on it. So that means you also gotta be a little bit more selective, kind of looking at your picture in full for the first time. We do want to add that ribbing idea that I had. With the socks. Kind of like how we did with the texturing with Leopold's shirt. You know, it's okay to be sketchy, to be loose. The idea of it is the thing that matters more than the specifics of it. And there she is. So let's slap her glasses onto her. Boing, boing, boing. And wowee, a little mouse girl. So cute. There you go. Proof that you can do most of the stuff in 30 minutes as long as you're not jabber-jawing away or fretting about one fucking shoe. But yeah, she's absolutely the shortest villager. It'll be really fun. By the end of this, I'd like to, I think, line them all up. Like, and so we can get some cool height comparisons. But yeah, there's Petrie. I'm gonna add a little bit of an extra little thing here, just because. There we go. And there we go! It's her! What a cutie. She do be a cutie. We got a real cutie pie, and then a pootie guy. I say that to the cats every single day. I call them cutie pies and pootie guys. They both came out wonderfully. They really did. I was looking forward to Leopold so much, and figuring out Petrie's colors was so much fun. I like doing art. But yeah, thanks for being here. Now, we gotta make sure I don't starve Allison. So that'll be it for today. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Thanks a million to the two new followers that I saw. If there were more that I didn't see, I'm sorry. I appreciate you too. But yeah, thanks. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being cool and not too stinky today. I'll see you on the flip side. Drink your vegetables. Eat your water. Make smart choices. And goodbye.